Welcome to Exploring Ways to Wellness. I'm your host, Sarah, and today we're diving in to the transformative power of gratitude with Anna, an empowerment coach for mums who recently launched her own podcast called Unstoppable Mama. In our conversation, Anna shares how becoming a mother deepened her understanding of gratitude, not just as a way to appreciate what we have, but as a practice that genuinely shifts our energy and perspective. She explains how she incorporates gratitude into her daily routine, from morning journaling to simple mindful moments, and how these practices have helped her to navigate the challenges of motherhood. Whether you're looking to start your own gratitude practice or simply curious about how gratitude can enhance your well-being, this conversation offers practical insights that anyone can apply. Let's dive in. Welcome, Anna. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for your invite, and it's so lovely to see you, Sarah.
Could we start by you just giving a little bit of background, what brought you here today and what it is that you'd like to talk about?
So, hello, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. It's so lovely to be here. My name is Anna, and I'm a new mom. Well, mom for 3 years now. I'm an empowerment and motivation coach for moms, for new moms, for existing moms. And I'm on social media trying to empower and inspire moms to be the best themselves, to find a purpose and live the life they always wanted to dream. And that's me today.
Fantastic. Well, we know each other from podcasting course, actually.
Yes.
We've both been launching our podcast. And Anna uses some interesting technique in terms of gratitude. And so I invited her along today to talk about how she uses gratitude as part of her wellness practices. So, how did you find gratitude?
First of all, I became more grateful when I became a mom because
Okay.
I always been grateful, but there was something different. There was the appreciating things. However, the very deep meaning of grateful became actually after my daughter was born, because now gratitude for me, it's not about the appreciating what I have, but it's actually shifting and energy and perspective. And of course, I can see, because of that, I can see more abundance and I can see more things to be grateful for. And
Yeah.
that's expanding so drastically, because before I was quite, yes, I'm a kind person. I love people, I love things, and I love everything around me. But the small things in our life, like waking up or walking or see Irish child, it's the most beautiful thing. And then we can see more and more of it. So for me, gratitude is kind of magic in life.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You've touched on a really important point there. There's a difference between gratitude just being able to say, actually, I'm really grateful for the life I've got or for certain things that have happened in my life, to it becoming more of a structured practice. What would you say is the difference there that you've moved from one to the other?
I think is the awareness that I am aware of that and I'm grateful. It's not like, oh, it's fine, it's lovely weather, and my daughter is next to me, but actually being in the moment
Yeah.
and look deeply in her eyes and seeing that, oh my God, this is the moment that it will never happen again. She will never be 3 years and 5 days. It's, of course, it's going to be different, beautiful moments. But the thing that we are here right now, like, having a conversation with you, it may never happen again, the same one. So it's so beautiful that we have that experience. We have that chance to be in a moment. And I think that's what makes the huge difference, feeling gratitude and be just appreciate about things.
Yeah. So, in a way, it sounds like it links a little bit to mindfulness in terms of being in the moment and appreciating the moments that you're having, as well as the recognition of in that moment being grateful for what you have,
Absolutely.
the situation.
Absolutely. Yes, I love what you said because it's kind of thing that you are aware, you are in the moment, and you, of course, you know, with your clients, with your beautiful practice, you know that the moment when you're tapping is just it's the moment that you're catching and you are practicing that, and it's so beautiful. Do you have the same experience with EFT?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, tapping with gratitude is a wonderful thing to do, particularly at the end. So if you're not doing it necessarily for therapy, but to kind of appreciate the journey that you've been on or the situation that you've had and what you've learnt from situations, it can be really empowering. So I really love that about combining EFT with other things. But do you find that with gratitude you write things down, or is there any kind of structure or course you've followed or anything like that? Or it's just something that intuitively comes to you on a daily basis and you've recognized that more as you've kind of gone along?
It was on the beginning, it was really difficult for me to be that aware of the gratitude because I was, of course, oh, I'm so grateful. You can say, I'm so grateful. I have my daughter, I have my husband, family, but actually feeling it. Because once you're feeling it, and it's a proven, because the gratitude reduce stress, boost your happiness, and improve even, you know, physical health, because you are boosting that endorphin in your body and you feel grateful because your body will feel it that you are grateful, you are not stressing about, you are relaxed, and it will feel so differently. And even another tool that I'm doing, I'm journaling, right, gratitude. So I'm trying to, whatever I have a time in the morning, write down even three small things that I'm grateful for. And then I just realized, wow, it's helped a lot. So it's actually boosting my energy for the day because I'm starting with something positive. I'm not checking my phone and checking news that, you know, it will destroy my feelings after night, but it's actually boosting my energy. And it's so wonderful because you can, I don't know, it's something in your body that you can feel it. So gratitude with journaling, it's definitely helping a lot.
Yeah. And I can imagine that in the morning, and I have had the gratitude practice in the morning, it can really change your outlook on the day as well. Because you feel it in your body and it feels good, you then go forward almost looking for things to be grateful for. And with that mindset of focusing on the positive, as opposed to kind of waking up with the news and hearing that the world is going crazy and then having that negative mindset that goes forward looking for bad and it becoming one of those days and that kind of thing. So I love that. I love doing it in the morning to make sure that you're setting out your day correctly. And also on courses that I've been to, they've also said it's a great idea to do gratitude practice last thing at night as well. So it's another way to close off the day on a positive note and also lead you then into sleep and in a much calmer way and appreciating the day that you've just had. I know that sometimes, days can be difficult. It's easy to say, "Oh, yeah, I'm really grateful for all the wonderful, amazing things happening to me or for the wonderful situation that I'm in at the time." Have you had situations where you haven't had a great day or it's been difficult to find things to be grateful for? And how have you found that practice has helped? Have you always managed to find something, or have you ended up kind of giving up and saying, well, there's nothing, it's been a bad day, so there's nothing to be grateful for? Because I know that can kind of turn people off as well if they're thinking, well, it's all right for her, she's having a great time. But I couldn't do that because I'm not having a great time.
I love this question because it's the answer is going to be relatable for moms, especially, right?
Yeah.
We are overwhelmed, we are stressed, we are exhausted, we are whole bunch of things that everything is on our shoulders. And it's crazy hard to find things to be grateful for. And let's be honest, it's not that I don't have, rainbows and unicorns around me all the time that I can be grateful for them, because it's life, and it's a real human experience that you are trying to find your way for the things.
Yeah.
And of course, I had days when I was exhausted and I said, how can I be grateful for something if the day gone so wrong on every single second? But I've trained myself to that level that even if day is just, dark clouds and it's horrible, I'm trying to find something very small. Even um, on those days when I'm in a bed, the first thing, I appreciate my pillow. It's soft, it's warm,
Yeah.
and it's like, like a cloud for me. And then something magical happening to my body, because the tense and the pressure is just lowering. And then I found it once, and then I'm practicing it. That, my pillow is the number one thing I'm grateful for. And then I'm, looking at my husband, my daughter, and then everything is just, you know, calming, and I'm back into myself. So on the hardest days, I think it's important to find just a very tiny thing, not like a huge, I've got a house, I've got a money for bills. No, just a one tiny thing. I'm not starving. I drink water. I have my pajama. I have my, you know, clothes, something very small. Even, I have fingers. I have hands that I can hug my baby. I can see. I've got eyes. I've got ears. Something very, maybe small for us, but super, super important that some people don't have. So I think I will start from one small thing to start.
I absolutely love that. That's such good advice. Not We all tend to strive, don't we, for that big thing. And actually, we should be grateful for even the smallest. The fact that we woke up in the morning, if it is enough to start us off. And then from there, you can find other things
Yeah,
that give you joy that you maybe hadn't noticed before, in amongst the things that were not going on so well. There's always
absolutely.
those little nuggets that as you say, training yourself almost to look for those things instead. And we had a brief chat before we came on to the recording, and you were mentioning the book The Secret that you'd read, and then a follow-on book that's also inspired your gratitude practice.
Yeah. So The Secret, I've read like I don't know how old I am, but it was like 20 years ago, the very first book of Rhonda Burns. And at the time, it was life changing for me, of course. But then my awareness changed, and I'm on, different level. However, I find out about the one of her books called Magic, and this particular books can be a life changing because it's a practical. It makes gratitude an everyday experience. So it's kind of like a bunch of 28 exercises you can practice each month. And I've done that, I believe, twice, that book. And it gave me even more boosts of gratitude, because
Wow.
it's turned something that turned upside down that I didn't even realize that I can be grateful for. So there are so many practical tips. You can choose everything. You can choose every exercise from that book. However, you can just select whatever is good for you. It's beautiful because after that, you feel like I'm growing even more. And I remember one of the exercises that you can count steps. You are waking up and you
Yep.
walk into your whatever bathroom, and you are walking steps. 1, 2, 3. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I don't remember all of the exercises, but the particular one with the rock as well, that you are holding your rock in the morning and in the evening. And it reminds you of what you are grateful for. If someone don't like journaling, you can hold the rock and says, I'm so grateful for my hands because I can squeeze that rock. And it will evolve into different things that you are grateful. And then it's going to be natural because on the beginning, gratitude is like, yes, okay, I have to do it because I want to shift my energy.
Yeah, and you hate
That
everything that
yes,
becomes a chore. You
exactly.
don't want to do you? So
No,
that's lovely. It kind of starts as almost a little ritual, and then it becomes natural part of your day. Quite
absolutely,
rightly, yeah.
absolutely. And even in one of the days, there is a small exercise with the check that you are putting. I think you can print it from her website. There is a check that you are putting. I'm so grateful for that amount of money from the universe. So it's a check from the universe for you. So you can only just write it down, your name, date, and then wait to receive. Of course, it's practice, and you need to believe in that. You need to work. You need to take action for everything, but it's some kind of exercise that shifts your energy in everything what you do, and it's beautiful. And
And I
sorry,
guess
what?
over 28 days, like as you say, even if there's one of the techniques doesn't quite ring true to you or doesn't feel great for you, then there's another 27. There's probably
Absolutely,
something is going to resonate and
yes.
make that difference for you. So that sounds fantastic. I'll make sure I put a link in the show notes. You also mentioned there with the check, I guess gratitude could also then potentially lead into manifestation and that kind of
Oh,
thing.
absolutely. And of course, we talk many occasions, and we have similar feelings and awareness that the manifestation is the next level, right? It's something that we all do every day, every single human being, but we are not aware of that.
Yeah.
I know things happen to us all the time, but we can change that into good things if we are aware, if we practice gratitude. So I will give you like a very simple thing about the parking spots. Before, I remember like ages ago, I was like, I couldn't find any. I was parking there and I was waiting and I couldn't even find a parking spot. But one day, like years ago, something changed in in my mind saying, no, you can do that. And I've just really started with small, simple parking space. And now I train myself to that every time I'm walking around, going around, and I'm saying, thank you. And then a couple of seconds later or minutes, I can see a beautiful parking space, especially for moms with a lot of space on the both sides.
Perfect.
The first time I was like, oh God, this is working. So even small things as a parking spot make feel so different and make a massive difference.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful because you can actually control that. You are grateful, but at the same time, you can be grateful for the things that you want.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm grateful for something before I receive that. And that's something that people may realize, oh, why? Why? You should be grateful for the things you already have. But that's another level thinking, oh, maybe I will be grateful for what I don't have right now. And then it will come at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And I love again, it can start small. You don't have to be trying to manifest. You're going to be a millionaire tomorrow. Yeah, something like that. Start small. And as you say, if you feel grateful for what you have that's kind of close to that already, or that is the thing that you want, then it's more likely to happen. And I know we both follow Kathy Heller as well,
Yes.
and her wise words about the fact that you're often not trying to manifest a physical thing, but you're trying to access the feelings that thing gives you. And actually, often you can choose to feel that way now. So tying those feelings to a physical thing, that this kind of, you're giving yourself a gap. You're giving yourself a delay to receive what you could actually receive now and feel grateful for now. And I love the idea of finding a parking spot by manifesting one.
Yes,
That,
every single time, like, thank you. It's already
yeah,
done.
yeah. So there you go. Next time you go into a car park and the person in front of you gets that last spot, they've they've been the
Yes,
one manifesting.
I've started with something smaller because in motherhood, that would be a dream if that could work every single time. Thank you for my child to be calm or
Like sleep.
eating what I want. I sleep, exactly. Because in the motherhood, it's like crazy bunch of everything, every emotions. And I resonate with all of the moms. And it's hard. Sometimes it's very hard to be grateful for, find positive things. And, moms can hear me and say, yeah, your life is easy. It's not, because we are in this together. Every single of us is having a hard times. And we all started in the same place where we felt exhausted, overwhelmed, and without knowing of what we are even doing. Unworthy, not enough. I can feel it and I can see it in the whole world around me. That
Yeah.
mothers are still, that sad positions, such
But now
moments
it's
of life.
pressure, isn't there?
And
There's so much pressure to
absolutely.
be doing it right and doing it perfectly and doing it social media worthy. I remember when we first brought my eldest home and he was in the little car seat on the floor in front of us. Me and my husband just looked at each other and okay, what do we do now? Who knew? Like 17 years later, we're still looking at each other like, okay, what do we do now?
Exactly. Just the years are more and more and more experience, but it's like we all in this together, and
Still new challenges. Even with
it
the
is.
second child, actually, we still like, okay, so this one's different from the last one. Like, what's this one doing? Yeah, nobody gives you a manual. I mean, there's plenty of books out there, but they don't know your child, and you have to go at your pace, your child's pace. And yeah, it can bring about so many challenges. And I really hope actually through this podcast that some mums will get some inspiration that a lot of the techniques that we're talking about, they don't need to take hours and hours out of your day. They don't need you to have millions of pounds to send to therapists or, you know, experts in something that somebody on the internet has told you how to do. All of this, exactly as you said, start small. Just try something that's small and speaks to you. And if that doesn't work, try something else. But, you know, start start with something that makes you feel good. That's all we need to do. And again, as we were saying with the manifestation, you're striving to feel good and to feel calm and peaceful and that you're possibly in control, which in parenthood is unlikely, but you can certainly aim for it. Are there any other things that you use that bring that calm and peace to your day or to your week?
I would say self-care. Mamas, take care of yourself, because you are the only human being will be to the last day with you. You are the closest person to yourself. I love my family. I love my child till my heart is expanding every single day with that love. However, we have to think about ourselves as well, because our mental health is such an important thing. Because if we are calm, if we are healthy, we can take care of everyone around us.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? It's the whole, you know, put your breathing apparatus on before
Absolutely.
the rest because it's so easy as a mum just to put yourself last on the list. You're trying to do so much to make sure everything's great for everybody else. But you completely, until it's too late, if you like, you don't realize what you're doing, chipping away at your own well-being.
Absolutely. And I'm not saying I'm not a selfish person, because I learned that every single time to actually think about myself a bit more, because it's not about selfish at all. It's something it's important. It's because you're taking care of your family and your child, and you want to be the best of yourself. So to be the best of yourself, you have to think about yourself as well. That's why I love your podcast, because you are touching so many different tools, so many different techniques that moms, women, they can choose. They can choose whatever they want. You are giving options, because we have to do something to feel better.
Yeah.
We don't need to shout and scream, oh, I'm the most important person in the world and my family, my child don't care. No, it's not that. Because the most important thing, that you are important as well. You are important. Your family will be much more happier, much more calmer if you will be your best possible version.
100%. It's that ripple, isn't it? As soon as you're feeling good yourself, that's the energy that you're taking out to those around you, and they feed off that energy. If you're tense and cross and going through that cycle of all the bad things that could or would happen, and you end up reacting rather than responding, and it takes you into a whole environment where everybody is not feeling good around you. So if you can feel good yourself, not pretend, but actually feel good yourself, and then be sending that energy out to the rest of your family, then it can have such a profound effect. And bringing back to gratitude, I guess, again, that's where we can sometimes be looking externally when we're looking for things to be grateful for. So I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for where I live. I'm grateful for my children. But actually, it sounds like it's also important to be grateful for yourself as well. And that's kind of a key point within it. Even if you are only coming up with 3 things, say, it's probably quite powerful then to make sure at least one of those things is about you, even if it's tiny. I like my hair, or, you know, I like the color of my eyes.
Absolutely.
I can see how that can link together really well. And you've mentioned a lot about mamas, and
Yes.
Anna, on International Women's Day, she launched her fantastic Unstoppable Mama podcast. So, would you like to quickly tell us a little bit about this? And I will be sure to put a link in the show notes, because I'm sure there's plenty of listeners there would love to hear more from you and from your insights as a mum.
Oh, thank you so much. No, my cheeks hurt because I'm smiling all the time listening to you. But yes, I've started 2 days ago. I started my podcast, which was a huge dream for me. And that's going to be journey like no others. I've started this because I really wanted to inspire moms to be the best version of themselves, to empower them, to remind of words of that something inside. They have like a fire that I believe it will expand and can be a light for everyone around. And it's so beautiful because moms, these are the like a diamonds on a planet, because it's just so magical that we create life.
Yeah.
We create life in our body, and it's so wonderful that we can give our love to around us. But so many moms, they feel exhausted, stressed, overwhelmed because the life has happened. So I want them to remind of their own beautiful voice and potential. And I can't wait where the journey will go with all the beautiful community we are creating right now. So thank you very much for your beautiful words that you're saying about my podcast and my journey too.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And I can see exactly how your journey with gratitude and with manifestation got you to launching your podcast. So fantastic. I am so excited for you, for your podcast. Thank you for sharing so much today about your journey with gratitude and manifestation. And we look forward to hearing you on your own podcast. I'll put the link in the show notes. But thank you, Anna.
Thank you so much, Sarah. It's so beautiful and wonderful to talk to you and see your beautiful smile and everything what you do. I admire and I'll be your fan forever. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks, Anna. Thank you for joining us for today's exploration of gratitude with Anna. I hope this conversation has inspired you to consider how a gratitude practice might fit into your own wellness journey. If you're interested in learning more about Anna's work, the books she's referred to, or I encourage you to check out her new podcast, Unstoppable Mama, you'll find all the details in our show notes. Remember, as Anna suggested, starting small is key. Perhaps even just appreciating your pillow in the morning. The most powerful gratitude practices often begin with these simple moments of awareness. Until next time, I'm Sarah, and remember, there's many paths to wellness, and sometimes it starts with simply noticing what we already have.